Welcome. Today we're going to take a look at two different capitalization rules. One is where we're going to capitalize the first word in a quotation, and the second one is where we're going to capitalize the titles of artworks. So books, articles, songs, movie, art, and so forth. So under these rules, the first one around a direct quotation, you're always going to capitalize that first word in the direct quotation. And for our second rule here, we're going to capitalize the titles of books, articles, songs, movies, art. And we're going to capitalize all the words there, except for articles and prepositions, unless one comes first in the title. So let's take a look at some examples so we can make sense of this. So here are some examples for our quotations. Suzanne asked, "Can I borrow your phone?" So the word can is capitalized because it is the first word in our quotation. Our second example here, I heard Jamie say we are headed to the record store after dinner. So the word we is capitalized because it's the first word in the quotation. And our next example, she asked, "Did you actually read the book?" So this quotation here, we're going to capitalize the word did. So that covers our first rule, which is where we're capitalizing the first word in a direct quote, in a quotation. All right, let's look at some examples for titles of artworks. Okay. First example, I have read Fahrenheit 451 a dozen times. If you don't know Fahrenheit 451, that is the name of a novel by Ray Bradbury, and yes, I have read it a dozen times at least. So that word Fahrenheit, that's going to be capitalized because that's the title. The number doesn't necessarily have to be capitalized because we don't capitalize numbers. You'll notice too that it's also italicized, which is where the letters are kind of leaning over to the right. And that's just indicates that this is a book title. Our next examples here. My favorite song would have to be New Moon on Monday or Rio. So notice here that I capitalized New, Moon, and Monday, and I also capitalized Rio. They're song titles, but I did not capitalize on because it's a preposition that's in the middle of the title. If on had come at the beginning of a song title, I would capitalize it. Next example, Heather just read The Little Prince for the first time. So the title of the book here is The Little Prince. And even though the first word is the, which is an article, we do capitalize, and that's because it's the first word, The Little Prince. Next example, I still cannot believe that she has never seen a single Star Wars movie. Star Wars, both words are capitalized because they're referencing that film series. Let's look at some more examples. At the Monet show, I got to see a water lilies painting up close. Water lilies references a series of paintings that Claude Monet did, and so we do capitalize. Karen was surprised that the Mona Lisa is such a small painting. So here, Mona Lisa is the name of the painting, so we're going to capitalize. And finally, the two articles I read were Climate Change is Happening Now and Be Careful with Next Steps. So you'll notice that in both of these titles, we've capitalized. Capitalize all those important words. Okay, so our two rules to review here are the first word in a quotation. We're going to capitalize the first word in a quotation, and we're also going to capitalize the words in books, in titles of books, articles, songs, movies, art, and so forth. I hope that information is helpful to you, and good luck with your writing.